Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my final end of year favorites video. These are my favorite eyeshadow palettes of 2024. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'm sharing with you my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes of 2024. And only 10 because this is the first time in years I've been able to even limit myself to just 10. Very often I'm like, but I need the 15. I was like, no, this year you're going to challenge yourself. You're really only going to stick to 10. So I will, of course, still be ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes I tried. I'm going to do that very, very soon at the start of 2025. So that's going to go up in the next week or so, I hope. So maybe I feel a little bit differently then. But if I had to pick a top 10 based on all the reviews I've done, this would be them. There's a little bit of affordable K-beauty stuff in here, a lot of indie brands, and then also some higher end things. So I think there are going to be different price points here, different color stories, depending on what you like in doing your makeup. I don't think any of these will come as a surprise to anyone who's been watching my channel this year. So let's get to these palettes. So yes, I do have reviews up with all of these already, so I'll make sure to link you to those in the description box down below. Those videos always include swatches, close-ups, as well as makeup looks that I did with these palettes. So if you want to see what these look like on my eyes, I'm going to refer you to those videos. If any of these are still available, I will have them linked in the description box down below. Those links are going to be affiliate links, so if you shop through them, I can make a small commission, just to be fully transparent here. So yes, let's start with the more affordable things first, and then we're going to move our way up. I think the most affordable palette in this little roundup is this one, and this palette I hadn't clocked as a particular favorite throughout the year until I started featuring it in other videos. I was like, oh, this needs to go into this favorites, and this is there. And Cloud9 by Colourpop. Who knew? Who knew I would love this palette so much when I bought it last year? Colourpop can be a bit wishy-washy with their formula sometimes. I do very much feel that the quicker you get the products after they release them, the better it is for the quality of the product you're getting. They're just a little bit inconsistent. But this is beautiful. This is such a good light skin friendly palette. If you are fair, if you are a snow queen, I said it already a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to repeat myself again. If you have very light skin, you're going to love this. It has a holographic shimmer, which is the added bonus here. It has some really pretty other more metallic-y things. It has enough mattes. It has enough crease shades. It does go deep enough, so if you're someone who likes a more dramatic look, you can do that as well. It just gives you options, but without it being bland. You know, it is light, but it can take it to the next level. You can still get a distinct look out of this, which is what I appreciate, because very often if things are this light, everything starts looking the same. And because I have very fair skin, I love a very light palette. It's one of the reasons why I love so many K-beauty stuff. But sometimes I'm like, we could have done better. We could have done better. And with this one, I just feel that this shows you that you can do a fair skin friendly palette that is very light, that still has depth, that still has variation, and that doesn't look the same every single time you use it. That's why this had to go onto the favorites list. Also on the favorites list, the palette that embodies my love of warm tones in 2024. In case you weren't here around the springtime, last spring, I started to realize that I love cool tones, but I have a more neutral leaning undertone, so I'm sort of like smack in the middle neutral, I feel, so I can get away with both. I prefer cool tones on myself, but it doesn't mean I can't wear warm tones. I most certainly can. Yeah, if I put on a warm tone look, it doesn't look weird or anything like that. I can pull it off. It's just not something I prefer on myself. But here's how I feel with color theory and color analysis and seasons, whatever. You don't like it because you're not used to it. That's something I heard someone say on TikTok, and I fully agree. The reason, because I had been trying so many cool tone things, I hadn't seen myself in a warm tone for such a long time that I kind of felt like, maybe not. But now that I tested out this, I have fallen in love with warm tones so hard, and I have very much been loving so many warm tone products this year, especially palette wise, but this is the guy that kicked it off. This is the thing that made me realize I kind of bought this, like, it looks very pretty, but it's also very warm tone, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna love it. And then I loved it. It's by Romand, or Romand, I never know how to say their name. They're K-Beauty. This is their Better Than palette in Mahogany Garden. I have featured palettes with different color stories from this line in other favorites videos over the years. I love my Dreamy Lilac Garden. That's like my other favorite. I love the Dusty Fog Garden that I tried this year. Like, I have 5 of these, and I love them. This is so pretty. It's sparkly. It's got really good mattes. It's got amazing shimmers. That's why I wanted to try it, because K-Beauty palettes can be pretty low on the shimmer quality you get, but this is amazing. It did come with a shattered shade here, but I was able to repress it. So pretty. I love these little Better Than palettes. I'm always on the lookout whenever they release new color stories that I can get through YESSTYLE, so this one was really lovely indeed. And another thing, I'm mentioning YESSTYLE, I do have an affiliate link with them, so if you're shopping through there, then you could check that out in the description box down below. This wasn't affiliated though. I bought this with my own money. They have been sending me some products this year, which I feel very grateful for. I actually got an email the other day that I'm again selected to receive a package with some products to test out in January, February time. So you can expect a new sort of like K-Beauty YESSTYLE makeup trial again towards the end of January, early February. I think that's going to happen. So yes, I do get some PR from them, but I also buy plenty of K-Beauty stuff through YESSTYLE myself. That's actually how I got on their influencer list, is because I've been purchasing so many things, because that's how it works. You have that point system with YESSTYLE, and I feel like if you've made a certain amount of purchases over time and you hit a certain threshold, you just automatically get the invitation to become part of their influencer program. So yeah, this was bought with my own money, just being fully transparent here. And that also goes for this guy here. This is by Cheeryep. This is also something I bought from YESSTYLE with my own money, but again, affiliate link in the description box down below in case you're interested. But here we have the Fleeting Life. I now finally know what this palette is called because I featured it in my palette review video that I did last week, and I finally now know what these things are called because I always need to look it up before it sticks to my brain, it seems. This is beautiful. This is one of my favorite palettes I tried all December. I tested 17 eyeshadow palettes for you guys in December, and this was by far one of my favorites. Look at how interesting this color story is. This is why I wanted to try so many of these Chinese beauty brands, because I was seeing them all over my Instagram. They were pushed to me as ads, and I started seeing some creators featuring them in videos as well. And I looked at these color stories and went like, wow, that is something I haven't seen before. And that's definitely the way I feel about this now that I've used it. Some really stunning shimmers, actual holographic multi-chromes are in this palette. So it is a bit expensive. This is like 45 euros, I think. So it is pricey, but you do get, is it 12 pans? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16 pans. You do get 16 pans. I'm terribly sorry. And you get some of the best shimmer quality I have tried all year. And that says something because I love myself a shimmer. That's my favorite thing. If you give me a really good shimmer formula that I can pick up with a brush, and that still blends easily, but it doesn't create fallout. Chef's kiss. This was excellent, and I knew I had to feature it here. Before we get to the indie brands that I tried this year and that I loved, I did want to feature 2 of my favorite high-end palettes. I tried both of these at the very start of 2024 because these were released at the end of 2023, and 2024 is actually the first year where all of the things I showed you in a haul, eyeshadow palette wise, that I tested it out within the year. I had never managed to do that because these things, I think I bought them like fall time, Black Friday time. I know the Natasha Denona things I purchased in Black Friday, so then it always takes a couple of weeks to get here. So I could not technically even use it before January, I think. But yeah, these two made me very, very happy. So let me tell you a little bit about Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. Still undecided on whether I want to get the I Need a Warm. Still undecided. Haven't been able to find it in store anywhere. So unless I see it in store and it really grabs me, I'm just not going to purchase it. I've already decided. But the I Need a Nude, is this my perfect neutral eyeshadow palette? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It has some warmth, but I felt it was really only these peachy tones down here. So if I cover that up, it's like this pulls pink on me. This also, it just pulls pink on me. So for me, it was perfect. We get the sparkly stuff that Natasha Denona does so very well. The look I'm wearing today isn't with this palette, but it's with the Xenon that I bought at the same time, that I liked a little bit less, but I just felt it was a very wintry palette to use, which is why I used that one. But this for the rest of the year. And I'm thinking this and combining it with the Xenon is going to be a match made in heaven. So you're going to have to stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because then I'll do my palettes revisited video for you guys and tell you about the eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to go back to. And for the December round, I decided to select a couple of things that I had tried this year because I thought they were perfect for the winter time. So the Xenon was part of that, but I could have very easily made this part of the deal. So, so pretty. It's the Natasha Denona formula. I love Natasha Denona. Has one of my favorite eyeshadow palette formulas. I'm not gonna lie, they just do. I don't need every single color story they do, and the brand hasn't really released much in terms of color stories this year that I really like the look of. Because I now love warm tones, I was thinking possibly that I Need a Warm, but only if I saw it online, like in store rather than online. Because Natasha Denona and her imagery online, everything looks so much more cool toned than it actually is. So they need to sort that out, I feel, but this has some really pretty shades in. It's not cool toned, it's smack in the middle, neutral, and that's why I like it. But something that was discontinued and that looks a lot like it is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. And this was my palette of choice to be using on Christmas Day. And this is another one I wanted to go back to and use again in December because I just loved it so much. I used it on my neighbor when I did her makeup earlier this year for her wedding day. And this, the minute I tried it, I was like, yes. This is an eyeshadow palette formula I haven't used ever before. The mattes are out of this world amazing. The shimmers are truly something different. They can be built up to full intensity. They can be sheared out and it's like a wash of sparkle. So many options with this one that when they came out with that cool tone version, the Moonlight version, or later in the year, I had to try that one out as well. Really stunning formula, but just a cooler tone color story. So I like both of them equally. This one I think I like a little bit better because it's more universally flattering for most people, I think. But this one you can no longer get, whereas the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight you can still get because that's still available in some places I've seen. So yeah, this is wonderful. I think this is a lovely palette. I just wish they made it permanent. I just wish they did. The final 5 palettes I have for you here are all by indie brands, and before I get to these palettes, I need to give a huge, huge shout out to you guys, my viewers, because something really, really exciting happened to me this year because of you guys, and that is that I became an affiliate with MONOLITH. In case you're not in the EU, MONOLITH is a website that makes it super easy to buy US-based indie brands through their website for EU viewers, and it's actually you guys who recommended the website to me in the first place. So I started shopping from them, I think halfway through 2023, started to test out a couple of things. And then this summer, they actually had an announcement on their Instagram page that they were looking for content creators to work with. And you guys came out in full force when I asked for your help. And they made me part of their affiliate link program. And they sort of sent me a link and like some products as a test. And then I think it worked really well because they sent me a message later on asking if I wanted to become part of the affiliate team for the longer term. And so that is an opportunity that happened because of you guys. I know a lot of people hate it when content creators shout out the affiliate link programs that they're a part of, but You can get a little bit of money off if you use my code, so that's hopefully helpful. And I just feel super appreciative that you guys made this possible for me, because these are the kind of things that my channel was sort of like not doing really well on. Like, I just wasn't really seeking out any affiliate links or like sponsorship deals and stuff like that, because it just makes it a little less fun if you cannot really always pick out your own products, which is why I still choose to shop through these websites like YESSTYLE and MONOLITH. Like, I still, most of the stuff you see me feature is still stuff I buy with my own money. And only one of the palettes that is here today was sent to me as a gift. All the other bits were things I bought with my own money. Just to be fully transparent here, I just wanted to be very clear for you what was bought with my own money and what wasn't. So shall we start with the thing that was sent to me then, because this is one of the things they sent me and I loved it. It's the Glaminatrix Barely Basics. So pretty, so stunning. I hadn't clocked this as something I would love. They offered it to me as part of that affiliate thing, the initial bit, like, can we send you some products? And I was like, yeah, sure. But this is pretty. It is what I reviewed this, I said this is what I wanted Blend Bunny to do. Blend Bunny, I love their formula, but they should do more shimmers. I feel that Blend Bunny should just do more shimmers. And here's the answer. We get 3 mattes and 2 rows of shimmers, toppers, and some more like mid-tone shimmers, and every single shade under the sun to create a really good look. I get shades to deepen it up, I get crease shades, I get light shades to blend things out, a really nice, interesting duochromatic shimmer, and duochromatic sparkly toppers that go with everything. So I have 4 different looks I can very easily do. I can mix and match these. The color story is neutrals with a twist, I would say. So it's basic, but barely basic, as the name suggests. This was lovely, really, really good color story. I've liked some Glaminatrix in the past, but this is the first one that truly, truly wowed me. So I'm super grateful to MONOLITH for sending me this one. A palette that was released at the end of 2023, but I only started using it in 2024, is the Winter Wonderland from Cosmic Brushes. This thing keeps selling out because everybody loves it, and I just feel that nothing that they have come out with afterwards can hold a candle to this thing. This is the ultimate blue, green, purple palette of my dreams. It just is. It has a couple of multi-chromes in, beautiful shimmers, amazing mattes, and one of the best things about Cosmic Beauty, that's what they're called now. They used to be called Cosmic Brushes, but they've rebranded to Cosmic Beauty. The best part is that this isn't super expensive. It's a 20 pan palette, but it's 45 euros, which, I mean, we need more of that because indie brands are getting expensive. So that's why I like recommending things like this to you guys, because if you've never tried an indie brand, then committing to like an 80, 90 plus eyeshadow palette by Ensley Rain can be a little bit expensive, even though we can do really cool things for a far cheaper price point. But that's just my opinion. I really love my Winter Wonderland. You guys saw this one coming, right? Both the Winter Wonderland and also this one is part of that Palettes Revisited thing I'm doing in December, so that video is going to go live tomorrow. So if you want to see some more looks with both of these palettes and also the next palette I'll show you, stay tuned. The Gal on Jupiter from Gloss Gods. I saw this drop for Black Friday last year and I was like, I need this. I need this in my life. I put it in my 10K giveaway last year because I loved it so much. The minute I tried Gloss Gods, they became one of my favorite indie brands I had ever tried. They always do something interesting. They do neutral palettes, but it always has a twist. Here we get some lovely, lovely cool tones. There is a holographic shimmer in here. All the mattes you could possibly need. These things have a bit of like a pinky undertone almost. Some really stunning taupey, gray leaning shimmers. It's my perfect cool tone neutral color story. It truly, truly is. I adore this thing to pieces, so that's why I knew I had to feature it here. It is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I want to give it a hug because I love it so much. And I said the next palette as well, this is no longer available, I think. It's the Chucky palette from Glamlite, the Crazy in Love, that's what this is called. And this, I had to wait for it to come back in stock because I wasn't sure when this first dropped whether I would like it because it's very, very dark looking. But then I tried the Ghost Face Lives that came out last year because this was Valentine's Day 2023 release. So I tried that early on in the year, loved it. I was like, wait, have I been sleeping on Glamlite? Because I tried some of their other stuff before, didn't love it, gave them another chance, fell in love, and then this came back in stock on MONOLITH. And I was like, right, I need to test that out. Glamlite is, again, a little bit less expensive compared to other indie brands I find. I still find them pretty manageable, price point-wise. This, it just became a favorite instantly. Those really nice, deep, saturated, purpley toned reds make the palette. But even though it looks really dark, that's what your eye is drawn to, I get crease shades. And I get plenty of them. I get something that's a little bit purpley, I get something that's a bit more brown, I get something that's a bit more gray. So I have a crease shade to go with all the different looks I could possibly do with this palette. There are enough light shades that I can use as an inner corner highlight, and then it has that really nice grungy darkness that I love this palette for. So the Crazy in Love from Glamlite, chef's kiss, because this was really, really good. And this, towards the end of the year, I tested this out. This was something I bought with my own money from MONOLITH again. Poison Garden from Bella Beauty Bar. Yes. I tried some Bella Beauty Bar last year in 2023, the Smoky Glam. Liked it a lot. I love the formula, but it was really, really big. So I was like, But then they came out with, they're now doing these things that are just more manageable. This is expensive, I have to say. But this is, again, it's neutral. It's got plenty of cool tones. Like, ignore the orange here. If you take away the orange, you're already much better off. Interesting shimmers. It's grungy, yet it's very wearable. And a lot of people, when I reviewed this, people are like, oh, but the blues. The blues make the palette. Again, I'm going to say this yet again. When I was talking about warm tones, I talked about color seasons and people saying that things don't suit people. It's not that it doesn't suit you. You're just not used to seeing yourself in something this bright. If that's you, you need to start experimenting more. Because this is lovely, and the way the looks came together, chef's kiss. So, so beautiful. I felt amazing in every look I did. And this color story, yes, it looks out there, but it comes together. It pulls through. It has these amazing sort of like green tones over here with these like cooler tone taupey things. You get this teal blue section here. You get some really lovely rosy tones. There are multi-chromes in here, some things that are very sparkly, yet without the fallout. Amazing formula, amazing mattes, amazing shimmers. I would have liked a couple more shimmers though. But this was one that truly blew me away when I tested it out this fall. It was amazing. So those are the 10 eyeshadow palettes that I truly, truly loved and adored this year in 2024. There were plenty more. I think I must have tried 100 eyeshadow palettes this year. So we are going to rank all of them. I'm going to hopefully put that video up in the next week or so. So I might I'm not sure how these would rank if I were to like go from 10 to 1. I don't know yet. But if I had to pick my top 10, this would be them. I might switch things around a little bit once I get them all together. I don't know yet. I'm always very undecided about these things. But just know that in terms of like variation, like more grungy things, more neutral things, cool tone things, warm tone things, this I feel touches upon the full spectrum of things that I personally tried this year and that I really, really loved. So thank you so very much for joining me here today. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorite palette was. I would love to know. I really hope you had a good time following this channel. So thanks so much for joining me here. Thanks for being here the entire year, for sticking with me, for recommending my channel to MONOLITH, and for just being here and having a grand old time together. I was talking about this with colleagues and students right before Christmas break, that I still feel amazed that there are now close to 12,000 people following this channel, and I actually hit over 1,000 subscribers over on my second channel, and my blog is doing pretty well again, where thousands of people are reading it every single month, and I'm like, I'm just little old me who just started blogging on a rainy summer, like a rainy fall night with no plan for the future, not even knowing that this could be a thing. And here I am almost 15 years later, still doing this. And it's mind-boggling to me. Also the lovely, lovely comments, the lovely people that I see popping up in my comment section. So yeah, I'm having a good time, and as long as I'm having a good time doing this, I'm gonna keep going. So thank you so very much for joining me here today. I hope you had a great year. I will be back with lots of new content in 2025, and I hope you're gonna stick around to watch that as well. So hope to see you very, very soon. Subscribe, thumbs up this video if you liked it, and I hope you have a really, really great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.